representative. And this actually is nothing happens in this that happens in the game. It's just wasted time. It's fake fundamentals. I don't believe in the word fundamentals either, because a lot of the fundamentals we see and coaches talk about are things that simply never happen in games. So, we're going to just rewind. So girls, come to the start, please. Traditional drill, like a 3-man weave, and turn it into a small-sided game where we can build dominoes. Girls, we have 2 whites who come on defense. 2 whites sit down on defense. Perfect. So this is a live 3-on-2. A live 3-on-2. And we're just going to go all the way to the other end until the defense gets the ball, the offense scores. And as soon as you inbound the ball, we're live. Okay? You can pass, dribble, shoot, whatever. It's completely live. Girls, you can do what you want defensively. Ready? Go! Okay, so what we can see, and instead of running a 3-man weave, something super simple, all we have to do is add defense, and now it's a valuable activity. We've created a small-sided game. They're going to start to develop skills and functional solutions which are actually going to emerge in the game. So, girls, perfect. We're going to just come out. So we're now going to turn this into a small-sided game where they're active, where they're time on task. So we're going to have, let's say, just 3 reds on offense, 2 whites on defense, and 1 more white is just going to be with me right here on the sideline. 1 more white. Come on, me. So it's going to be 3-on-2 to begin with, going down. So you've got 1 transition 3-on-2 completely live, do whatever you want. Whites, as soon as you get the ball, whether it's a steal here or red score it, you can enter as soon as they get the ball, but you're going to be standing with me. Okay, so as soon as whites get the ball, you can enter, and it's a 3-on-3 coming back. So 3-on-2, 3-on-3. Go, play. Great job. So they're finding naturally we're exploring dominoes. Go, 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 play. So working on some of those dominoes concepts. Find the open player, where's the advantage? Okay, hold. So these are some things we can use to shape small-sided games. Instructions are a form of task constraint. So the ball was right here, ball was right here. This is not dominoes, and I just stopped this so I can show this to you guys. This is very important. This is what I call neutral. Neutral. No advantage, no dominoes. So within my offense and my philosophies, with conceptual offense, we don't have set plays, nothing. So the moment we arrive after transition, and the Reds did a good job on defense, neutralizing, stopping dominoes, if we're neutral, we have to run a trigger to create dominoes. Girls, do you have any triggers that you want? Is there anything you could do right now with the ball there to create dominoes? Starting advantage, Naomi, what do you think? You could run a pick and roll, perfect. So that's an example of a trigger. All right, so we can trigger, try and start dominoes. Ready? Play, continue, go. Very nice. Give your hands off, another trigger. 10, 9, excellent, right idea. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, done. Excellent, you group, here we go, quick. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Play, 1 white with me, 1 white with me. Beautiful, good idea. Go, play, 3 on 3. Oh, turnover. Inbound the ball, go inbound the ball. Red ball, sideline, going this way, quick. Red ball, playing FIBA rules. I know that's not allowed in Sweden. Excellent. Okay, so that's an example of a small-sided game. Now, we have to use different task constraints to shape the solutions and the skills which emerge, especially when we get the dominoes habits. If I just stay on that game and I just use that and we don't really change it, it's good, it's okay, but all the stuff we saw in the video might not happen because I've got to manipulate the constraints. So, a key thing with the first trick with the 3-on-2 is the spacing. The spacing has to be good enough to get a good shot, a high value shot. And especially when it's a 3-on-2, we want to end up either with a finish in the smile or a wide open 3. So the first constraint is simple. On the 3-on-2, girls, one player off the ball must be outside the 3-point line. So if we have all 3 players inside the lava, it's a turnover. So you can have one player off the ball for sure going to the rim, but one player must be outside the 3. Alright, and if I see you all in the lava, it's a turnover. White's going to start this time, one red with me, right here on the half line. So task constraint, it's going to shape the spacing, make it a little bit easier with the dominoes. Go, play. Yes, very nice. Excellent. That's okay, Red Bull. Right back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, girls, we're going to have a 3-on-3 half court right here. We have 3 white against 3 red, and another 3 down here. So, now I've seen in the small-sided game, the girls need to spend some more time with the affordances, the opportunities for action to apply dominoes, right? But I wanted to start in transition in the full court so they understand the context. And they understand critically, how can we find dominoes, what's the easiest place for it to start, i.e. in transition. Now I'm going to use some small-sided games which give them more affordances to apply dominoes. Simply more domino situations, all right? And it's repetition without repetition. So yes, they've got to have a lot of reps, but every rep is different because it's a small-sided game. And that's the biggest problem with drills, it's repetition after repetition. It's mindless, it's boring, and it's not learning. All right, so every rep is different. So guys, 3-on-3 over here, 3-on-3 over there. You're just gonna play normal 3-on-3. If you don't say the score, the basket doesn't count. All right, it's FIBA 383 rules. On the score, you get it. If you don't say the score, doesn't count. Go, play. Coaches, I want you to think, how can we add a task constraint to this to give them more chances to apply dominoes? Have a think, and I'm going to show you in about 30 seconds what I would do. Have a think, how can we add a task constraint to this to give them more opportunities to apply dominoes? Only finishes in the smile or free.
Om man skulle ha en tjej bara för att spela i painten till exempel. Så har jag liksom, då kan jag sätta för regler för att skapa lite mer övertagande. Ja, som han gjorde till exempel.
Okay, hold. So, any small-sided game that I do, there's a winner, there's a loser. They have to learn how to compete, from under 12s to under 18s. They have to say the score. And it's not down to you as the coach to say it, because you've got other things to be thinking about and doing. They've got to love to compete, say the score. It's very important. So now what I'm going to do is introduce a task constraint so they get more affordances to dominoes. So if I yell change, if you hear me yell change, the player who has the ball has to put the ball down wherever you are. And then the other team will go on offense. Right? So you're changing from defense to offense. Not only do you have to put the ball down, but you have to try and find me wherever I'm standing in the gym and high-five me. And you can't go and play defense until you have high-five me. Alright? So it's a temporary 3-on-2 until you get back. Go, play! Change! Come high-five me! Come high-five me! So I'm giving them dominoes. Can they use dominoes? And can they convert the dominoes cross over? No? You good? Change! Come get me, come get me! Great domino! Excellent! Every rep is different. Change! Yeah. Oh, mid-range, doesn't count. Okay, hold. So. do a little huddle in your teams. What type of shots do we want to get in dominoes? Reviewing your teams, you've got 20 seconds to speak about it. Reds or whites, what type of shots do we want to get when we have dominoes? So what we saw there was the mid-range. So I'm going to do a quick check for understanding. So this is just a quick debrief, I call it. So you can do these debriefs during your practice. Just checking for that understanding. It's knowledge of, obviously the most important thing is they show the knowledge in the four-sided game. But things like this are useful and you can build your terminology and your glossary. Alright. I am going to call for, let's come to Valentine. Voice. What did you guys say?
We said that we want to create wide open layouts and
amazing job. Great leadership voice, A-star answer. That's what we got. Continue. Go, play. Go, go, go. Great cut. Excellent cut. Change. Okay, hold. Girls, great job. Now, obviously, if this was my practice, we'd spend a lot more time on this. For the benefit of you guys, I gotta move on, so you see a lot. Now, we're gonna do something called 3-on-2 bursts. So what we've got, I'm just gonna demo it down here. So girls, you can come to the half so you can see this. So anytime I demo, make sure positioning, make sure everyone can see. I don't want to talk to the players on my back to them. I want everyone to have eye contact and hear me. We got 3 offense. So we got wings and top. That's our spacing to start. Wings and top. And we're going to have 2 defense. So 1 defender is going to be off. So we're going to be right here.
Jag brukar säga, if you hit them high, then I hit them low.
I've got on you too, just for the demo. Show this. Great. So, this is called a burst. What's going to happen is, for 30 seconds, offense, you're going to stay on offense the whole time. So after a shot or a turnover, no problem, quickly get out to space, and you're playing the next possession. The defense is going to start with the ball, and I'm just going to go right here, and now you guys are defense too. Now as soon as they take a shot or you guys get the ball, rebound will come off, and then you guys are immediately sprinting on and you're the next offenders. So you're always defense, you're always defense, right? This is a burst. So a burst is when we stay for a certain time period and they get loads of repetition that time period. So we save time because we're not having to rotate. And they're constantly learning, experiencing the domino situations. So it's completely live, you can pass to anyone normally and play. We're just going to watch this first and then we're going to go for 4 minutes. Go, play. Good, next defense. Get out to space, white. Yep. Great cut, excellent dominoes. Quick. And time, hold. Great demo. Now, the problem is, if I just do this, these girls are waiting with enough time and tasks. So in our practices, when we have teams, we want to get everyone going. So what that means, with this number that we have, now let's see, just come right back. I'm going to time it on my phone. It's 3-on-2, but we're going to have 1 defender waiting, baseline, and you have to call a defender's name and sub after each possession. So you've got to be really assertive, connecting with another defender, call their name early, take their place, so we're constantly rotating. But it's the same thing, offense and defense, you stay until I tell you to change. Girls, get ready. We're going to borrow that ball. Yes, perfect. Defense starts with the ball, and I'm going to use my phone to time. Now, I would simply do this for a minute, just so I can speed through and show you everything. I'm going to do this for 30 seconds, but a minute is a good time to do this. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Beautiful. Very good, girls. Excellent dominoes. Excellent job. Fantastic job. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. So coaches, you can see my role is not to be a drill sergeant and to impart all my knowledge on them. My role is to create an environment where the solutions can emerge. Very different, right? So I'm not an instructor teaching them techniques. That's the traditional way coaching is, and that's what we see even with NCAA and NBA coaches. It doesn't align with the evidence. So I'm creating an environment where it's fun for them, they can learn, and the solutions are emerging. Change roles. Change roles. Now, we're going to add some task constraints to this that complement the dominoes rules. So this first task constraint, girls, is you cannot catch the ball in the lava unless you are making a cut and you catch the ball deep in the paint. So you can catch the ball here as you're cutting, but you cannot catch the ball anywhere else in this mid-range in the lava. If you do, it's a turnover, and the next defense comes in, and you reset the possession. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, turnover in the lava. Next one, quick. Yep. Defense stops.
Inte en massa oläsningar. Det var en min grej med det lilla. Det var bara jag som inte kom in där. Jag får skada lite det.
Excellent.
Jag hade ju
Turnover in the lava. Next one. So you can see solutions to emerge and this is a task constraint.
på grund av min play.
And time. Good. And time. Now, I am speeding through these constraints. I would never do this in the practice, but I have to show you everything so you can do this with your teams after one session. So we are going to get in the next task constraint, and that is a ghost cut. So what we can do is we can award double points for particular behaviors. So we want to nudge them towards exploring different things. So, ghost cut. Let's just reset over here. So let's say we've got the board Valentino on the wing. Boom. Let's just say the defense how you are is perfect. So, either if she uses her ghost cut to disappear and appear somewhere really scary for the defense, and you score off your ghost cut, you get 5 points. 5 points off the ghost cut. Everything else is 2s or 3s. So say you'll score the whole time. Ready? 3, 2, 1, play. So we got 2 task constraints, the lava and ghost cuts being worth 5. 2 task constraints. Yes, good, Naomi. Excellent job.
Ja. Här har du en till som skulle kunna ha kommit.
Very good.
Hela tiden.
Very good. Excellent. So you'll score.
Där är den. Ja. Du sätter picken där.
And time. Very good. Very good. All right. Now, I want to go to something called 2-on-1 shooting. So, another small-sided game. Valentin, if you go corner, please. Niva, on the 45. So the 45 is, from this here. Excellent. And we got one defender. I'm just going to be the defender here. So, this is called the 2 sides. So when we have the 45 and the corner field, it's called a 2 side. So this is how we like to space the floor, and we look for 2 sides in transition too. The defender is going to start with the ball. And your goal as a defender is to be as sneaky as you can be. The offense, you can only shoot or pass. You cannot drive, you cannot cut. Constraints. You can only pass or shoot. And I've got to be as sneaky as I can to steal the ball or block your shot. Alright? It's also going to be bursts. So after the shot, you're going to rebound and you're going to do 3 reps in a row before you change. Let's just have a quick demo. Go, play. Live. Very nice. Quick, next one. I got you my good. Rep number 2 right here, rep number 2. Pass to anyone you want. Okay, so this is called 2-on-1 shooting. Girls, get that going. 3 reps and change. Go. So again, we're saving time because we're not having to rotate. What is this building? Think, what concept of dominoes is this shaping? What concept of dominoes is this shaping? And the rule is 0 seconds. They have to shoot or pass in 0 seconds. Find the wrong shot. Go. Run it on this side. But girls, run it both sides. Both sides. 5 on pass. Get them all going. to help the offense and our teammates make better decisions. So I want you to think about this, girls. Let's imagine. We need a new ball, I think, Patrick, if we have one.
Tony.
So,
Sofia, Tony.
45, corner. Defense right here. I'll be corner. Let's say the ball goes to the 45 and the defense closes out. Now I have some information which I see which can help my teammate, and that is the fact that I'm wide open. And I can connect and use verbals to help her make a decision. But I have to be sure that I'm open. I have to be certain. So all I can do is I can communicate, and I can even use my teammate's name, or I can say extra in a leadership voice to help her make a decision. But you can only connect if you're sure you're open. If you're not open, stay quiet. Because for instance, if the defense is in the middle, a little bit, and the ball's there, that's her shot. It's not my shot. So you have to be sure you are more open than your teammate. Go, work on that. 33 reps. So, verbal. Extra is a way we can help the domino 0 seconds. Okay? Extra or use the teammate's name. Now, if you guys coach under 12s or under 13s, let them shoot the mid-range, of course. But you want to have them spaced outside the 3, and they can step in. I'll show you that right now. Okay, hold. Good. So, this is if you're coaching under 12s, 13s, and they can't shoot 3s. So what they can do is, let's say the ball goes to 45, and the closeout happens, and I think I'm open, extra, but I can step in and shoot this. But we want to start outside the space. We don't want to start in the lava because the closeout's smaller. Right? So start outside, then they can step into range. No problem at all. Now, we're going to get in. We've done 0 seconds. Now we're going to look at how we can use 2-on-1 shooting to work on the other dominoes concepts. We're going to start with a drive decision, and we're going to script this a bit. And I'm going to show you how we can build push or pull through constraints. The push or pull reaction to a dribble. So, I want to be defense, just for now. Girls, you are going to do an extra pass scripted, another extra pass back. Now, on the extra back, on this catch, I'm going to shade the defense either towards the middle or towards the baseline. 0 seconds, we've got dominoes, so we're going to drive it, and we are working on off the ball, push, pull, or hold. So here, we've got the ball is being dribbled towards you. You've got to think, holding is the best place to lengthen the closeout. So we're just going to hold the corner if the ball comes towards you, and we're right there. If the ball comes away from us, Naomi, let's see if you remember, yes, exactly, you're pulling behind, like we saw in the video. This is the pull. And you're going to connect, Naomi, because you're more open. And you can either use name or pull. All right, so now what we're working on is pull or hold. Because we're spaced in the corner, there's no push, because obviously you'd go out of bounds. So pull or hold. Y'all work on that, go. So pass, and then shake baseline. You can shoot the layup if you're more open. You don't have to pass it every time. Play live defense. Play live defense. Okay, so hold for a second. I wasn't clear enough for the demo. So, that's on me. That's not on you. So, it's extra pass. Now, as I shade, it's live defense. You can score or you can pass. You're going to make the decision based on what you think is best and where I am. Completely live. Go, play. So they've got to see where's the rob shot. Is the rob shot at the rim, or are they stopped and the rob shot is on the perimeter? Very nice. Okay, hold. Good. Change sides. Now, we're going to start in the corner. So we're changing the location. So this is going to invite affordances now for push or pull. We're taking away the hold. So the defender's going to be on the corner, girls. So it's going to be extra, 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 extra. And now we're going to shade baseline and middle. So shade here, this would be our pull behind and rewind. If I shade middle, now we've got our push. If the ball goes towards you. So now we're giving them the situation for push or pull. Go, work on that. Blake. Yes, excellent. Okay. Hold. Now, 2-on-1 shooting. Defender, you can go back to being in the middle. So defender, you're going to start in the middle. You can shoot, pass, or drive. Anything you want in 0 seconds. So now it's more free, it's not as constrained, and we see can they apply those drive shot and remember the push or pull with a bit more chaos. Now, I'm not expecting them now to consistently get push, pull, hold, because we spent like 2 minutes on it. In a practice, I'd have spent a lot longer. But you can see, obviously, if you do this in your practice, the idea now is we're seeing can they retain those concepts with a little bit more pressure, and we're seeing what can they remember. So completely live, 2-on-1, pass, shoot, or drive. Go! When should you go on that? When should you go on that one? Okay, hold. Now, girls, you're keeping track of your score. Girls, keep track of your score individually. So keep track of your score individually, but you get the points regardless of if you score the basket or if your teammate scores it. If you don't say the score, doesn't count. Go, keep going. And typically I'd have them play to a number, like 8 points. Alright, so we have a winner loser. Didn't say score, doesn't count. Quick, quick, quick. Okay, hold. So, also coaches, really interesting to see what solutions are emerging with passing. Right? Look at all the beautiful passes they're doing. Great solutions. This again is why I would never teach passing and do things like chest passes, bounce passes. Because it's things that don't happen in the game. And they're naturally just doing great passes one hand, which is really nice to see. Now, I'm going to do a dynamic start here. So a dynamic start is when we have a little bit of movement into this 2-on-1 situation. This right now is a static start. For initial learning, it's good because it's easier, but it's not as representative as what happens in a game. Because in a game where you're never going to begin in perfect spacing, because we have transitions, we have defense disrupting us. So the dynamic start for this is going to be, girls, we're going to start under the basket. So the group weight is just going to be out of bounds, and as soon as they finish, you're going. So you're going to be organized, ready to go. We're going to have the first player on offense with the ball. So offense starts. We're going to have the next offense right here, and then the defense, Maya, you're going to be last. So, this is called stack 2-on-1. You can do this for anything, 2-on-1 shooting, triggers, whatever. So we are going to dribble to any 5-out spacing spot. It could be a corner, left or right corner, left or right wing, 45 over top. Okay? And an offensive teammate must go to a single gap away from the ball. So wherever your teammate goes, a single gap away. So for instance, if we go top, you could choose to go left 45 or right 45. If we go corner, it would have to be 45, wherever a single gap is. defense, you can go wherever you want, and it's live 2-on-1 as soon as you get out. Completely live. Let's show us that. Here we go. Hold. Excellent. So let's try that again, and be really clear with where we're going. Okay? You can even pull it out, wing, top, or corner. You can pull it out as you go. Very nice. Live 2-on-1. Beautiful. Excellent job. That's what we got. Go. So 2-on-1 with a dynamic start. Stack 2-on-1. Great. Go stop. Beautiful go stop. Excellent. Of course, if I want them to get the drive decisions, I can say, you have to drive. I'll show you that and what that looks like. Okay, hold, go. Now, before you score, the ball has to touch the paint before. So whoever has the ball, you can pass it, of course, on the first one, but the ball must touch the paint. You must get a paint touch before you score. Go, keep playing. So paint touches are something that typically increase points per possession. PPP, we did that yesterday. So now we're getting in affordances for paint touches, more drive and kick situations. No cuts, girls. It's gonna be a paint touch with the dribble. Okay, before you can score. Paint touch with the dribble before you can score. No cuts. No cuts. Let's go.
Det är 50% sa att det är knappt så de fick spela det. Man säger att de fick tänka sen
Ja, ja. Man måste gå in och lägga på.
Okay, hold. Now, I want to shape some of these solutions and have it a little bit clearer, just so we can start to see it. So, girls, let's just show what this looks like. So we're going to dribble out to any spot, and also don't forget about the corners too, anywhere you want to go. Now, we can drive it immediately to get our paint touch, or we can pass it and let our teammate get the paint touch. Alright, so we can either look for it ourselves or pass it. We cannot cut. And we are focusing on our push and pull. That is going to be the focus for the next minute. So if I do pass it, I've got to wait outside the lava, and I'm going to see where's my teammate going. So whatever direction she drives in the 0 seconds, pull, and I'm staying outside the lava. All right, so it's push or pull. We can drive it, keep going, or pass. Read it based on where Maya goes. Go, play. So I'm being a little bit more specific here, just so we can see the solutions and have them a little clearer. Yes, very nice. Good idea. In the lava. Excellent. Okay, hold. Now, racing through this just so I can get everything in. Out to space. A constraint which can shape out to space. So we're going to recreate the paint touch. So we're going out. We've got let's say we've got a pass right here. We've got a drive, paint touch, and we've got a pull, kick, shot. Now, for the shot to count, if we make it 3 points, Maya, you've got to get out to space before the ball bounces. If you're not outside the lava when the ball bounces, it doesn't count. Go, play. So again, task constraint, we're shaping that out to space. Can they get into space and get out? Our last rule of dominoes. Go, play. Very good, excellent.
Ut till tre.
Great job. Down here, we've got 4 reds on offense, 45s in corners, 3 defenders, white, I got the basketball. So this is 4-on-3, so again, another small-sided game with a numerical advantage. Go, reds, I'm going to pass the ball in, but you cannot score, you cannot shoot it until I say it's live. But you have to constantly apply 0 seconds to either passing and driving. If you catch the ball and you freeze and you hold it longer than a second, it's a turnover. So you've got to be constant 0 seconds, pass, drive, out to space. When I say live, then you can try and score. Defense, the whole time though, you're trying to recover the ball. So even if you get the ball before I said it's live, you've got your stop. Let's have a look at this. So constant dominoes. Go, play. Keep going, keep going. Oh, can't shoot it till I say. That's okay, don't worry. Don't worry. Ready? You can drive it though, you can get your paint touches. Go. Yes, very nice. Very nice. Good defense. Go, quick, quick, quick. For me. For me. Ready? Live! Oh! Defense got you too early. Ready? Go! Live! Excellent, alright? So this is just an example of how we can shape some of these things with a little less space. It's going to be one possession, and then it goes. You've got to rotate it immediately after. I don't care how you do it, you just got to make sure you're ready to play after with white on offense. So we're changing both teams offense. Let's do one more race, and then we'll get our rotation in. Ready? Go play. Very nice, Valentina. Good out to space, Valentina. Yeah. Live. Beautiful. Beautiful. Excellent basketball. Alright, so now we're already seeing that is a very high level possession. Outstanding job, Ray. Alright, 5 seconds, get ready. 5, 4,
Jävligt kul för dem att spela på det här sättet. Ut ur 3, ut ur 3, ut ur 3.
Okay, hold. Now, they're being too nice. And they're getting robbed shots and they're passing them down. So what can I do? Well, I can do this with a 10-second shot clock. So I'm just going to nudge them towards taking a robbed shot or making the ghost cut earlier. So, it's live, but I'm going to start counting down immediately. So as soon as I say live, you've got 10 seconds to get a robbed shot. Live! 10, 9, 8, 7. And you see the difference. Okay, rotate. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Live. Beautiful pass. Yes. Excellent domino. Okay, now of course we can get the other task constraints in. So we can get a ghost cut being worth 5. You can use the same ones that we did earlier with a 2-on-1 shooting. Catching in the lava, out to space, we can do all those things, all right? Now, you can also load in transition easily. So as soon as the defense gets it, get your transition in. Lots you can do with this. I want to finish showing you this in the context of 5-on-5 because it's critical and they have to understand how to do this in a 5-on-5. So I'm going to script and rehearse the opening, which is what I call a scripted start into live. So we've got corner, 5 against 5. So this matchup, we're going to have white, red on O, red on O. Ball is right here on the 45. Naomi, you're at the top. So this is scripted. Defense, you have to allow the start and then recover. So Naomi, you're going to come for a drag, a kick out of transition, drag. Now, defense, you're going to get ready to switch it, but we're going to reject the pick. So we're not even going to use it. So we're going to look as if we're using the pick, we're going to reject it. We must allow the offense to get at least a little bit past us. So I'm just going to be you for a second. So we've got to allow the offense on the reject to have an advantage, but then we recover and it's live 5-on-5. Right? White, as soon as you get the ball, transition, and then come back. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then we'll get our rotations and our stuff. So drag, we must allow them to reject. Go, play. Go. Good. Play. And they keep the dominoes. Beautiful. Excellent job. Amazing. Okay, that's a high level possession right there. Good. Can they find the dominoes now in transition? Can they find dominoes or do they have to run a trigger?
Range. Vad stod OS för? Open.
Yes. Okay, go. Okay. Rotate. 5, 4, ball here. 3, 2, variability. Same thing. We are going to run the pick and roll as a middle pick and roll. So think we're going to come set the drag, get the switch ready, Valentina. No, you're going to allow to reject. Okay? Ready? Go, play it. Good. That's all right, doesn't matter. Red ball, inbound it. Inbound and go.
Kommer sätta screenen då? Det där ja, precis. Det släpper igenom eller där.
Good cut, Naomi. Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, hold on, good. We're going to recreate a new one here. Coaches, I'm getting lots in. Obviously, normally I'd let them play with a scripted start for at least 3 or 4 minutes. I'm just showing you some different coverage solutions out of triggers in my conceptual offense. So this is called a get. So we got the ball here on the 45. Space, 5 out still. So we're going to pass the ball with your meat to the top. We can match up right there. And we're going to come to get it back as if it's a handoff. Right? This is a get action. A way we can trigger start dominoes. But the defense is going to overplay me. So we must overplay. I'm going to go back door. I get the ball, dominoes, play live off this. So it's a scripted backdoor cut off a get. So I'm exposing them, expanding their knowledge, different triggers. And then it's live off triggers. Go play. Yeah, beautiful. Play it. Very good. Fantastic dominoes. Yes! Wow! Amazing. Red ball, go. Wide, straight job. See if you can run a get as your trigger. Can you run a get as another trigger? Can you run a get? Go. Oh, hold. Got it inbound. Done. All right, last one. That's all right. Ball here. Screen away. So, again, coach is just trying to show you a little bit more. This is another trigger I use in my offense. Ball's right here with red. Sign. Ball's right here. So, Valentina is in the trail spot, and we're going to come and screen away from Maya. So we're going to be deceptive. Fake as if we're coming for a pick to get our defense with us. Boom. And now we explore. We've got a numerical advantage already. 2-on-1. I've left my defender away. So screen away. And now I'm going to slip. So I'm not going to make contact. I'm going to slip, get the ball, dominoes, play off down. So I'm just going to show you at full speed. I'll be the screener just here. So pick. Oh! And now we're playing. It's live. Do whatever you want with our tricks. Ready? Sorry, pause there. Go, play. Nice. So you saw, that's okay. Go, play. The open fire is in the corner, right? But again, we're giving them these affordances, all right? Anything can happen.
Screen away.
And that was also probably my fault, because how I demoed it, I suggested they should have passed it to me. I didn't say they could do anything. 8, 7, 6, got 8-second clock lights. Go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Red ball inbound it. Just red ball inbound it. I'm just going to pull the foul. Running out of bounds. There we go. Yes. Allow me. Okay, hold. Excellent. Girls come in. Very good. Let's give them a round of applause. They did fantastic. All right, now, you know what? Obviously, the benefit of this was for you guys, so I didn't spend time on a small-sided games. We probably spent in an hour, maybe in terms of the active time they're actually doing stuff, maybe it was like 25 minutes. But already you can see why I don't use drills. Because you could see some of the things they were doing in that limited sample time was amazing, right? Where I would go on from here is constrain them with time. Because what we saw was they're probably passing up a lot of rob shots early in. And they're also struggling to create advantages consistently off the triggers. So what I would do is play with a 14-second clock with them in every small-sided game in 5-on-5. Get them used to creating dominoes in less time. Really going off script. And actually that's something I do see quite a lot with a lot of the teams in Sweden at the youth level. I think they consistently struggle to create advantages. And it's a lot of pass and move running patterns, etc. And we'll get onto that in the set plays. For me, it's like you've got to be ready with your teams to create an advantage after like 5 seconds. So players have to be a lot more, I'd say, relentless, hunting out dominoes early on and being aggressive with the triggers and the coverage solutions. We don't just want to come down the floor and waste 20 seconds passing the ball. It doesn't create anything, right? The goal of offense is to create an advantage. Thanks so much. That was a fun first session. Any questions?
Yeah, we do questions a bit later.
Okay.
Så notera, Alex är inte superexplicit visar, han står inte i centrum det här ska göra, utan han är mer miljödesigner. Han sätter upp en miljö och så jobbar med begränsningar. Men sen det som är viktigt, det finns massor att korrigera. Men han väljer en datapunkt. Det här är det vi tittar efter nu. Kan vi komma ut ur space, kan vi gå in i space? Så han väljer en av sina principer och så är det han coachar. Han coachar inte allt annat. Right? Så en datapunkt i taget blir väldigt, väldigt tydligt. Vi kommer släppa upp er strax. Vi ska få på Andrew här också bara. Men jag kommer bara berätta hur det kommer gå till. Vi kommer göra så här. Jag har en magister i logistik. Det är därför bananas och sånt här. Vi kommer gå upp i den trappen där. Sen så har vi tagit 2 sidor. Så man kan ta kaffe, man kan ta frukt. Och så har vi wraps från Bullens. Längst bort i en påse finns ni som har vägg. De är bara till er. Så vi andra vi tar där, det är ingen laktos och det är ingen gluten i dem där, inga nötter heller. Men vi vill ha lite mingelsnack medan vi käkar sen. Vad ska vi snacka om, Andrew?
Nu kan ni börja tänka på maten, börja fokusera på det jag ska säga här. Börja med alla ställer sig upp. Bara skaka av på lite blodflöde här. Jag tänkte kort